Okay, hello everyone. Happy Monday. It's Monday, April 17th, and this is Lindsay Duff from Motivated Trader. I just want to talk a little bit about what I did. I took one trade today, one measly little trade. I didn't mark a bunch, but I had a lot to take care of, as I usually do. You'll see I had some NinjaTrader issues this morning. None of this I even saw. My charts came up about right here actually, and so maybe just a little bit sooner, maybe about right there. And you'll see I actually changed my down arrows to white so they didn't blend with these red ones and you didn't think they were my actual exits or my actual shorts. Anyways, so the first trade that happens this morning, it pulls down towards the mid-band. I do see some great opportunity right in here. I was actually talking to one of my students about it a little bit later. It pulls back up. So yes, this does get below the zero line, but it does pull back up. It comes up. I do like the entry just a little bit prior at this point too. What's happening here is your MACDs are rolling and pushing to the upside. You've come down to that highest time frame EMA, which we will keep in line with us, just so we can, I like to see where it follows along over here. So it was kind of off in the middle. I didn't really trust, as I'm looking at this coming up to it, I won't really trust any of the short trades at this point. Your EMA on your 610 has made a bit of that guppy belly look, but what you really want to see is at this point, it needs to be pushing down. It's not, it's pushing back up. The MACDs are pushing up, the price is pushing up, everything is continuing to the upside at this time. So if you missed that trade, it does have a nice little pullback right in this area. The MACDs barely react to the pullback at that time, and you can look at taking a trade possibly right in here. It continues up. There's great areas to move your risk below this area that it's hit already once and come back through. And then there is another opportunity right in here to take the long trade. And I mean, if you're looking to get out with your first sign of weakness with any of these, your first sign of weakness would be right here, followed by here, and then your next one would probably be right in this area. But I wasn't in any of that. I tried to get in a little bit sooner. I had to really chase this one. It was pulling down, rolling off an area that it had just been sitting at before. It had a very weak retracement in the MACDs, and the price and the MACDs were continuing to the upside on the 1597. So I had this pullback. I was really trying to get in where this green arrow was, but right here is where I got in. It reaches this area. The MACDs just kind of make that even area. You're slowing down, rolling. We've already hit this area prior, and I started to get a reversal bar on the 1597, and what I look at is a bit of an exhaustion bar here. Once this bar started to form, I was really working to try and get out, and at this point was where I was working to try and get out. It pulled down, and here's where I finally got out. I got 3 ticks off of that, so 1.5 points, and that's all I did for the day. I did, however, mark these trades up as they were happening. It pulls down to the area. It pulls back up. By this time, I've got a lot going on. I know I've got to leave very soon, so I don't want to get into any trades. So by this time, I'm starting to sense the strong trending market. Our MACDs are not really staying on the right side on the lower time frame. They are on the higher time frame. They're staying above the zero line. And so when this pushes down at this point, we have a little bit of a slowdown on the 1597. The MACD slow down on the 610. I marked an entry, and here are 2 possible exits. The first one is just a reversal bar, close at the bottom. Second one, you've got a double bar reversal and a push down towards the bottom. And you can see I try and mark realistic areas where you might get in or out, because I'm not seeing myself get out exactly at that spot. Even though I'm trying sooner, sometimes I don't always get it. And so then we looked here. I was actually talking with another student about this, and that's why we marked here, but otherwise I had it marked up in this area. Actually, no, I marked this one here. I didn't mark this first one, but I marked this second one here. Exit once it hits that 610 EMA, but then there was still a lot of strength in the 610 MACDs. there was still a lot of strength going up in the 1597 MACDs. So once it pulled back, I said, all right, if I was trading this, I would still be back in. And I went ahead and marked an exit here because I was leaving really soon. Now, had you been looking to take something like, a short trade here, you would have just gotten yourself run over. Phone rang and I lost my train of thought, but what I was talking about is the strong trending market. If you were looking at taking a short trade anywhere in this area, you were going to get run over. The strength of the EMAs, they're really wide, they're spread apart. If you can look right here from top to bottom, you've got a lot of distance, a lot of strength. The EMA does start to curl down, but really to do all the work to push through and shift that market to the downside, it's going to be a ton of work. So if you were looking to take a short right here and you weren't paying attention to the MACDs, you were going to get smoked. And so, even when I exited this long trade here, I knew that, it exited in my mind. I'll be honest, I wasn't taking it. I knew that we had potential for more up just because of the angle of these EMAs and the angle of the MACDs to the upside. But nonetheless, I did leave for a little bit. There was a couple more opportunities for longs right here if you are comfortable with taking those, because you did have some divergence there, but the divergence is really reset once it pushes past all these areas and comes back up. So once you push past those zero lines and the EMA, it kind of resets that divergence. Also, when you have divergence like on your higher time frame, if you close above that divergence, it's showing that we have a strong trending market, and to keep looking for trades in that direction. When it gets to the top, it equals that previous area, it gives you a reversal bar, your MACDs are leading lower, so you're probably going to want to take an exit at that point. Now, when I did come back, I was noticing that we were having a struggle between the strength to the upside, which told me we did have anticipations to break to the upside, and this area that kept holding. So it pulls back down. I was like, okay, this is something I noticed quite a bunch, and I was actually talking to one of my students, Jay, earlier, and we were talking about how this is something that I'm noticing a lot with a strong push, a weak hangout for just a moment, another strong push with one BB, and then it dies out. Typically, it's going to go in the opposite direction of that right there. We're in the direction of the trend still. So I marked a couple of entries that I could have taken, the reversal bar, and this I was marking in real time, definitely. I just didn't take them. By the time we get right about here, I was on with Jay most of the time. We did discuss how the strength of these EMAs, guys, are so powerful to the upside. And let me move this along to where we are here. Oh, yeah, you can see. It's so powerful to the upside with the distance of these. Yeah, this is wavering just a little bit, but it's still continuing up. So this area that we were at has the anticipations of breaking. We had a little bit of a, draw this in for us here. We had a wedge going on in our MACDs. It was really waiting for that pop to the upside. I mean, it did try and fool us with a little bit of a pop down at this point, and then it finally pops up. And when Jay and I were talking, we're like, all right, here we go. Now it's going up. It's got these BBs that are pushing to the upside. And so it pulls down, it comes back up, and looking to take the long trade. Oh, there we go. And it reached my next target area, which I had marked up here. I told Jay once we pass this area, I'm looking for it to come all the way up to here, which it absolutely did, because that was our next major pivot area. And so definitely if I was in this, I would have looked for an exit right as we hit that area. And I'll go ahead and mark that there. There is a lot of strength still to the upside, and this could continue, but the MACDs aren't really convincing on the 1597. You've got a little bit of strength to the upside on the 610, and you've got a ton of strength to the upside in the EMAs for sure. There's a lot of strength to the upside in the EMAs. I would still be looking for an exit about here if I was still in this. You still got a lot of this countdown to go, so you want to wait until it gets closer to the end of that that close on the dot. But the MACDs are leading a lot lower. You've got a ton of strength to the upside, so I could see this still continuing up, but I want to wait till this gets closer to closing, and I would probably go ahead and say, all right, we got 92 ticks left. Let's see what we got. And then once this is close to closing, I'll go ahead and mark an exit on here for if I hadn't taken this previous exit, or if you had taken the long with the strength and momentum and the weak pullback in the MACDs. Yeah. Boom, and I'm out. So I'm probably at about right there at that point. That's why I like to wait for closer to the countdown. When it gets into the red, you're probably pretty clear to put it there, take the exit, because you see once it got to the red, it was pretty quickly to jump over to the next one. But yeah, so there's still a ton of strength and momentum when you look at the MACDs, or I'm sorry, when you look at the EMAs. The EMAs are all angled strong to the upside. This is a pretty significant move that you see here in the MACDs. It's pushed down pretty hard. It's in a very extremely weak retracement with the price pulling back into that same area. It's made a strong push after a long holdout. So this may be trying to shift back to the downside, but it's at least giving you an area to think about it. Definitely an area to exit the trade if you had gotten in it way back here, or even if you had gotten back in, which would be somewhere around in this area, just catching a couple ticks if you didn't go ahead and take that exit sooner. So that's about it for me for today. I mean, it's 2:45, so the market closes pretty soon. There's still a ton of strength to the upside. I would definitely be aware of this is a new divergence up in this area. So it's something that, you want to see how it reacts. But at the end of the day, I think I'm pretty good with, I had a struggle this morning, lots of hurdles. I couldn't even get my NinjaTrader working this morning. So I just took my one quick trade and marked up some along the way as I was, out and on phone with other people. So if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Happy to help. And if you are, you can definitely hit me up on motivated.trader.love@gmail.com. You can leave me a comment here, anything you like, or you can find me on Facebook at Motivated Trader. And my Instagram, which is under A Motivated Mama. So my website is motivatedmama.club. So definitely check that out. I've got some blogs on there about day trading, and I've got a few things. I've got a few things that you can look at just about my real life, because, why not talk about it? It's definitely never boring. So anyways, guys, hope you're having a great Monday, and look forward to speaking with y'all soon.